Hello, you welcome. So the last thing we want to look at is the merit and demerit of monopoly. Merit means advantages. So the first is a monopolist engage in large scale production, and because of that it's able to enjoy cost savings advantages, that is called economies of scale. The second is that patent laws, the patent rights I mentioned, patent laws granted to monopolists promote inventions. So it encourages people to engage in inventions because they know that they will enjoy the backing of the state giving them patent rights. And the last is prevention of wastage of resources. Example, public utilities. Assuming apart from Electricity Company of Ghana, we have some other companies in Ghana that produce or distribute electric power. What you will see is, because they will be in competition, ECG, Electricity Company of Ghana, will have their electricity pole here supplying household A. Then household B would buy its electricity from a different electricity company. And because they are different companies, they would also have to come and put their electric pole just beside Electricity Company of Ghana. And they will be connecting so many wires all across the country. What benefit is it giving us? It is basically we wasting our timber, we wasting our resources. So monopoly sometimes is good. It prevents this wastage of resources. So these are advantages. The last thing we want to look at are demerits. Demerits or disadvantages of monopoly. Is it advantageous? Yes, it is, but it's also disadvantageous. The first is there is no incentive to be efficient. So a monopolist, because he's not in any competition, he can produce shoddy goods and sell. By all means, he will make his profit because he's the only producer of that good, and consumers have no choice. They will just have to buy that good that is produced. So there is no incentive to be efficient. The second is it does not encourage research. People start to engage in research when they want to improve what they are doing. But for a monopolist, there is no incentive to engage in research because he's the sole producer of that particular commodity. The third is there is non-existence of competition. So it leads to inferior goods being produced. Yes, as I mentioned, the monopolist might not be efficient because he is not in competition with anyone. So he might end up producing inferior goods so that his cost will be less, and he will earn some more profit. The last is misallocation of resources. One thing we learned about the perfect competitive market is that there is efficient allocation of resources. What is needed is produced. But for the monopolist, because he is the sole producer, there is no competition. He can use the resources anyhow. He can manipulate output. He can decide to produce less. Normally, when you produce less and there is shortage, it forces the price to increase, though you have not improved the quality of the product. So resources will be misallocated, output will be manipulated, and the welfare of consumers will be at stake. So these are the merits of monopoly. I thank you for your attention. I'll stand by for your questions. I'm always glad answering questions of students. So let me hear from you. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.